Bonjour à tous! Bienvenue à ma chaîne YouTube aujourd'hui. Merci d'être ici et bon visionnage. Today on my workbench, I have Andrew's QuadraFire brand TASSB-93V.12A Pellet Stove Controller. Andrew sent me this one because he was having some problems with the auger motor drive and with the igniter not working correctly. After discussing that with him, I agreed that he could send it to me, and I received it earlier this week, so I did some troubleshooting work on it. I found a number of issues, so I repaired all of those, and I tested it for about 24 hours just to make sure everything was right. So I'm now ready to do a final test on it. As you can see, I have Andrew's pellet stove controller connected to my test system. My tester is made up of a few things. One is a light bulb here for a call for heat, which is identical to what you have on the back of your stove typically. A room thermostat, which is what you'd see on a wall. I have a temperature simulator that simulates the temperature of the fire pit, the thermocouple. As you may be able to see, I hope you can see in the video, I currently have it set to about 76 degrees Fahrenheit. I also have a faceplate which holds an actual auger motor. The shaft from that auger motor comes out the front, and on that I have an X marks the spot decal on it so that you can see it spin in the video. You'll also probably hear the motor spin, and you'll see one of the lights back here, the one in yellow, turn on because that yellow light simulates the auger motor itself. Speaking of those lights, there's 4 of them. The first one in white simulates the igniter. That's what will eventually fire up your pellets and cause them to burn. In blue I have the combustion fan, which is the firebox fan. In yellow, as I mentioned, the auger motor simulator, which is the very same thing as what I have here. And finally at the far end in red, I have the convection or room fan. For this controller, that red light will not come on during testing. That's because there's a switch, a thermal switch inside the pellet stove itself, and that controls when that light comes on or off. So as you can see, I've got the temperature simulator set to 76 degrees Fahrenheit. I've had this on for a while, but I turned the thermostat off, so everything is kind of in quiet mode right now. If I were to do a call for heat, then we would get the green light come on here, and we'll get 3 lights at the back come on. So let me do that. At 76 degrees Fahrenheit for the fire pit, I did a call for heat, which works. The light here is on. I hope you can see that in the video. You see the auger motor actually spinning, and my 3 lights at the back are on. The igniter's on in white. The auger motor in yellow is on, and so is the combustion fan. So now we're dumping pellets into the fire pit, and we're slowly heating up our igniter so that those pellets that are dropping in will heat up and eventually catch fire. That's with the aid of the fan running correctly and pulling fresh air through the firebox and up the chimney. There are 5 timers inside the control box here. I've checked all 5 of those and they're working correctly. Additionally, I put a label on the top of the controller itself to tell me at which temperature these 2 lights will come on. The green one here should come on at about 300 degrees Fahrenheit when I simulate 300 degrees Fahrenheit, and the red one should come on at about 1450 degrees Fahrenheit. So when I ramp up the temperature, we'll see that light come on and things will happen. So since I did a call for heat, the auger's been dropping pellets into the fire pit, the igniter's been warming up, and the temperature of the fire pit will slowly start increasing now as the heat from the igniter starts being pushed. Oh, I'm on the wrong position here. As the heat of the temperature starts increasing, I'm at 191. Slowly the pellets are catching fire. They're warming up, warming up. I'm at just about 300 degrees, and there we saw the green light come on. So if I turn that down a little bit, off, on, off, on. So it's fairly sensitive, but it's working correctly. So now I have the green light that's on to tell me that we've reached our first step in the temperature ramp. We're simulating 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Our igniter, our combustion fan, and the auger are still running fine. So the temperature will continue to increase now as the fire gets bigger and bigger. And we'll get up to at least 1450 degrees Fahrenheit. And we'll see something happen when we get to that point. So at 1450 the igniter will go off. And we're at 1400 now. There we go, 1450. The igniter went off. No need to try to use electricity to ignite the fire since it's going, and it's going very strong at 1450. Turn it down if it cools, back on, off, on, off, on. So you can see that the red light here is coming on, and when it does, the igniter goes off. And we'll stay in that mode, feeding pellets with the auger into a hot fire, which will continue to burn, and that fire will roar. the body of the stove will warm up, and that will cause the convection fan to come on. So that's how you blow warm air into the room. So the room will warm up, and the thermostat will sense that temperature drop, and it'll stop calling for heat. So I'll turn that off. The call for heat is off. We don't have a call for heat here. The fire is still burning, the combustion box is still running, the fan, the auger has stopped going, so we're not putting new pellets into the fire. And eventually the fire will diminish. The room will slowly start cooling, and the thermostat will sense that, and it'll do another call for heat. Call for heat is on, and the auger is now once again putting pellets into the fire pit, and the fire will warm up again, will roar, more heat gets generated. The convection or room fan will blow heat into the room, and at some point the thermostat will say that's enough, time to cool it a little bit, we don't need to be getting so hot, and the fire will slowly start diminishing. And we'll stay in that mode on and off like this, on, off, for indefinitely, as long as there's pellets in the hopper, or until somebody comes in and says that's enough, I'm turning the stove right off, and it set the temperature for the stove off through the thermostat, or turn off the on-off switch. So then what will happen is whatever fire and whatever pellets are in the fire, they'll slowly burn off, they'll diminish, and the fire will cool, and we lost our red light, as you saw. We still have the green light. When we get down to about 200, 300 degrees Fahrenheit, we'll lose the green light. We're at 310, 305, there we go. We lost the green light, it's no longer on, no red, no green. And the fire will continue diminishing until effectively it reaches steady state room temperature, again around 50 degrees Fahrenheit. And it'll stay that way until somebody decides to come in and either turn on the thermostat or turn on the stove or do what's needed to get the fire going again. So there you have it, Andrew. I've demonstrated that your pellet stove controller is now fully functional. All the features of it, all the timers are working correctly. I do want to thank you very much for sending me your controller. I appreciate that very much. For all you other viewers, if you have a pellet stove controller of your own, whether it's a QuadraFire like this one, a USSC, a Breckwell, any of those models, if you have a pellet stove controller that needs repairs, please feel free to contact me. You'll find my contact information in one of the links just below this video in the description. In the meantime, I do hope that you'll take a few seconds to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate that very much. Thanks everyone. Bye-bye.